So let's get this party started on what is in my notebook. So this is just more of a notebook type cover. It has pen holders, it has some sleeves built in. You could slide your notepad in, and then it has some built-in little accessory parts. This is from Right in the Rain. I don't know what model it is. Whoa, because I got it a while ago. So I have been using it now for just a few years, and I mean, it's just like my go-to information outlet. Now, before we break into this thing hardcore, I'll just give you a quick rundown. So I always carry this whenever I'm going to do any kind of compass or navigation work. And then I also carry this when I'm instructing or when I'm going out a little bit longer term, because I keep a lot of the information that I feel is important to me that I maybe don't always memorize, but I think I might need to know, or stuff that I don't use all the time that I think is important that I might have to just refresh myself with. So, but let's now break into it. Now, I'm not going to go any special order with this, but I will say that normally my compass comes along with this because it's all just sort of one kit. So I have that, and then I have my pacing beads on my compass itself. Then inside this, when you open it up on the front cover here, all my pen slots. So I have a mechanical pencil, I have a Right in the Rain pen, I have a heavy duty Sharpie, and then I have an oil pen. Then I have two notepads. Now this top notepad, as you can see, is just sort of loose in here, and that changes all the time. The reason I carry two is because this one is like my scratch pad. So I have just all kind of random, scrappy kind of notes in here that might not matter all that much. If I need to rip a page out, I rip a page out. If I need to write some nav points down like here, I do that, and I don't care much about this one. And that way, at some point, I can transfer it to my instructor info book. So I keep this book is like my little bushcraft journal, bushcraft Bible for myself of what information I think I'm going to need. And this would, of course, vary from person to person. So a couple quick things I could tell you that I have in here. I have some medical stuff in here around medicinal plants, medicinal trees. I have some measurements in here of different bottles I carry, my pace count, measurements as far as quarts and ounces and cups and how much iodine to clean up water with, stuff like that. And then I have all different recipes in here that if I'm out and I want to make a recipe, I have them. And then like this one, how to make soap, my bean soup recipe, all that. Bunch of empty pages for future fill-ins. And in the back section of this is all my navigation stuff. So I have some of my nav courses at my school here, some nav courses from the Pathfinder school in here. And then I also have down different things as far as something as simple as just taking a bearing with a compass in case I want to go back and refresh myself, to height and distance with the compass, all the way out to palm method, shadow boards, all of that kind of thing. And then in the back section here, I have, if I'm doing any grid coordinates, I have that ruler in there. Plus you can utilize this as a ruler itself. So I have that. And then I have a few index cards of things that I've been working on with just some different trap triggers and stuff like this. These at some point will go in my notebook once I get them dialed into the point that I want them and I feel they're important enough. So as you can tell, that's very simplistic. There's just basic materials in there that I need to take notes, write down notes, and keep myself in line and keep myself educated while I'm out here. Now, I would strongly recommend that anybody that's into the outdoors, and it doesn't have to be just for bushcraft or survival, even hunting, trapping, get a notebook. And if you set it up the way I have it, you have that scrap notebook, because we all know when we're in a rush and we're dirty and we're just filling stuff in quick, it's not good, it's not legible for the most part. So then you can go back later on, and if it's very important information you wrote down or something that you learned that you think you're gonna have to retain or refresh yourself later with, you can go back and put it in your Bushcraft Bible type thing. And that way, it keeps it organized, and that way you also have that down the road. So when this first notepad just gets ran out and you just used it up, or you had to give some paper out to some of your friends because they didn't bring anything into the woods, you still have your good notepad with all your pertinent information in that is important to you. So that's going to vary person to person. I'm going to talk a little bit about building a medical library inside that book and how I have mine set up in a future video. But for now, that just gave you a quick overview. And when I'm running a compass course, this is everything in it that I'm going to need. So I'm just running this, I'm writing down my numbers. If I have a map, I could stick my map inside there. I have rulers. Everything I'm going to need is right inside there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. A little insight. I know I love checking out what other people have and what kind of gear and how they have things set up. And this is how I have my notepad set up for years now, and it works great. So this was Dan Wallach, Coalcracker Bushcraft. As always, check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com. Fill in your Bushcraft Bible, and until the next video, stay in the woods.